I love this little town. The beaches, the harbor, the landmark of the lighthouse, the museums, the pleasant downtown, but mainly all the activities that keep it so enjoyable. The Kincardine Scottish Pipe Band is a major contributor with its Saturday night parades on the main street, drawing visitors, cottagers, and permanent residents, many of whom march behind the band. This summer I made sure to note all the many events. Last year I missed them by not paying attention. The town has become steadily more active in recent years, so I want to show you what goes on in the summer. The premier event is the Scottish Festival and Highland Games that recognize the Scottish heritage of the town. The festival leads off with a parade of the tartans, including the pipe bands that will compete later in the day. Victoria Park is turned into a venue for several of the activities. There were vendors of Scottish memorabilia and activities for kids. Girls, young and old, compete in Highland dancing.
On the grass. Oh, maybe this way. I'm so sorry.
This is where the pipe bands compete too. A couple of blocks away, the Highland Games take place. In ancient Scotland, the king chose his guards, who had demonstrated skill and strength, from the winners of these games. Competition classes are for men, women, and juniors. Throwing a stone weighing 28 pounds, equivalent to the ancient British weight of 2 stone, is similar to shot putting. The total score from all events determines the winner. All contestants compete in each event, but since the events took place concurrently at different sites on the field, not all classes are shown here in each event.
He's going to do a Braemar style.
Women and juniors use half the weight that the men do.
He has no approach. Nice one from Owen Willems. 44-1.
Throwing a weight for distance. These weights are 56 pounds, or 4 stone on the end of a chain. You'll notice these competitors are not going regimental. They're wearing bicycle shorts under their kilt.
"26 feet even for Matthew Fast."
Great. No, we're not. We're only rotating once.
I see. Oh, okay, we're just
Oh. That's Owen Willems. Good throw.
Another unique competition is throwing the hammer. One of the hammers is being shown here to some young spectators. The footwear for this event allows the competitor to anchor himself to the ground. This event is done from a static position. To protect the onlookers, there is a fence around the competitor.
Next athlete up behind the tree, Austin Stuydozier. Okay, ladies, watch those hips.
We are.
Austin's competed around the world. World amateur competition. Okay, make some noise. Let's get it out there. 115.
In all of these events, the winner is the one with the longest distance from 2 or 3 attempts.
Go hard.
The women's 10-pound sheaf toss replicates throwing a sheaf of wheat onto a stack. But a bar is used here, which is raised after successful throws till only one competitor is left.
Get behind the local athlete, Amanda Walsh, with the sheep. That was your fault, crowd. You didn't get behind her. She did her part. 36-10. Amanda Walsh over easy.
What seemed a dangerous event to me was throwing a weight over a bar right over the competitor's head.
Yep, 42-pound weight. Up and over.
The highlight event is throwing the caber.
There's a small end, there's a large end. The athlete stands at the bottom of the caber with his feet in a V. Another athlete will pick up the caber and stand it up to the athlete. And once that athlete says thank you, it is in his control. Behind the athlete is a judge. Beside the athlete is another judge. The caber is judged for accuracy, not for distance. They get down into the linebacker stance, and with the heels of their hand, they squeeze the caber. They pop it up in the air, and they cup their hands underneath and catch it. And it's trapped between their chin and their shoulder. They squeeze it there, and they're controlling about 2 feet of the caber. He'll start to run to get the caber moving. Once it comes off his shoulder, he'll pull as hard as he can from down below and throw his hands over his head, launching the caber in the air, causing the big end to dig into the ground and the small end to break 90 degrees and fall forward. A perfect throw is 12 o'clock directly in front of them. Our youngest competitor on the field this afternoon, this is Jamie Trask. He is very, very talented on the caber. Okay, we're moving on to the bigger stick. Warren said was 23.
22, 5.5, 93 pounds.
22, 5.5, 93 pounds.
You can read that upside down? That's how you read. Cut on an angle.
So it's a foot longer than the other one and
20 pounds.
20 pounds heavier.
Go, Lauren.
Very nice pick.
Wow.
Is amazing on a stick. So let's get behind Jamie Trask. And watch the speed that he generates when he's getting that caber going down the field. Lauren Colhart has a turn of 2:45, the only athlete so far to get a turn, I believe. I'll look at the scorekeeper. That is correct. Thank you to the lovely and talented Michelle Clark. Okay, remember I said this was like 23 feet, 93 pounds, big caber, and you're all golf clapping. Make some noise! Great attempt, Jamie.
During the day, the main street was closed off to accommodate 4 venues, with free performances by rotating groups. There was also an evening session at the Bruce Inn. Although the light rain convinced me to skip the Lighthouse Blues Festival, according to the local paper, people came out to enjoy the bands. During July and August, there are free concerts at Dunsmore Park every Wednesday night. They feature local bands, like the Kincardine or the Goderich community bands. We managed to get out to most of them. The Lighthouse Swing Band has musicians from local towns between Goderich and Owen Sound, including Kincardine. In my opinion, the best of the ones we heard. But then, we love big band music. There's nothing like watching the sun go down over Lake Huron while listening to great music. The Kincardine Summer Music Festival takes place in August for a week. There are classes that one can sign up for. Not for me, though.
Theme for Lester Young. He wrote this shortly after Lester Young passed away, who Lester Young was a big influence on Charles Mingus, of course.
At the end of the week, both the senior and junior orchestras present a concert. Each day at 4 p.m., there are free performances at Victoria Park. There were evening performances all week, except for Saturday night because nothing interferes with the pipe band parade that evening. In the evening, we needed tickets for the heavyweight brass band in the Knox Presbyterian Church. final event every summer is the gathering of the bands, with a massed band parading for the Saturday evening parade. People gather early for the Saturday night parade. After the band marches to the other end of town and back, it plays at Victoria Park. The evening ends with "Will You Know, Come Back Again," an invitation for everyone to return to our great little town. It was a great way to end the summer.